If all men were born free, how is it that all women were born slaves? A heartiest welcome to all my viewers. I, Samiksha Chadha, along with you guys, shall be sharing our opinions on a very interesting topic: atrocities against women despite laws. In Hinduism, the male and female are considered as two halves of a divine body. There stands no question of superiority or inferiority. The ancient Hindu textbooks have supported the existence of women like Gargi, Saraswati, Maitri, Ma Durga, Ma Kali, Ma Lakshmi, and the very first civilization of the world, the Indus Valley civilization, is believed, and the evidence supports the worshipping of only female goddess. Now, in a society where female are considered as goddess and worshipped as one, where does the question of atrocity stands? The answer to it is that there is no doubt that as a world we have stepped into a new era of new hopes and new desires, a desire of no gender but only equality. But the very fact that from the starting of a civilization till present, the woman has been a victim of omission and ill treatment cannot be denied. The custom and usages were made more inclined towards men, thus giving the society the form of a patriarchal society. The laws, the customs, and the usages were made to support the men and their patriarchal thinking. The women were titled as the idols of sacrifice, a vulnerable gender, a gender who needs the support and existence of another gender to support it, to protect it from the atrocities of the society. And our customs like Sati Pratha, Johar, and child marriage were performed in order to support such titles. The child, irrespective of her age, from the very starting, were nurtured and trained to get fit into these titles given by the society, to get fit into the traditional roles given to them of homemaking and nurturing, and they were omitted to fly with their own nature and talents. There is no doubt that as a country, India has been fighting all these atrocities from a very long time. A total number of 9 laws are present to prevent such crime against women. The Dowry Prohibition Act, the Commission of Sati Prevention Act, IPC, the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention Act, commissions like National Commission for Women, helpline numbers, women patrolling, women police booths, extra implemented from states to the national level to protect the women from all the atrocities. Atrocities of whether physical nature, mental nature, or financial nature. But it has been seen that these atrocities are increasing day by day, and the most dangerous part is it's changing its form from dowry debt to domestic violence, from female feticide to acid attacks, to sexual harassment, to horror killing, to rape, to murders, to gang rapes, and more. The atrocities are increasing from day to day. Coming to some data, according to global database on violence against women, India stands at the rank of 125 when it comes to gender equality index. According to WHO, World Health Organization, about 1 in 3, that is around 35% of women worldwide, has been a victim of violence. Around 38% of murders of women are initiated or are committed by a male intimate partners. Now, coming to the most interesting part, that atrocities despite laws. We have seen that in India we have a total 9 legislatures or 9 laws to protect the woman from every sort of atrocities or danger. Commissions like national commissions, state commissions, implementation of laws from national level to the state level, state initiatives, national level initiatives, various programs, various funds are being implemented from day to day by government to government to protect the woman from atrocities, from danger, from crimes. But the facts and the data shows the increase in the crimes from day to night. Now, what should we say? That whether we should focus on a much more strict implementation of the existing laws, or should we say that it's time for us to start behaving and start fighting against the atrocities like a nation and not as a country. We need to open our minds. We need to adopt a social change. We need to adopt and promote social changes in a society, in a civilization, if we want to protect our women. It's time when we start believing that not only laws but a social change can protect our women from every kind of atrocities. We should not forget that it's us as a society who is the main source of crime against women. It's high time when we should stop blaming that laws are not performing, but we should start believing that we need to start behaving as a united society. A society who regrets and who rejects the idea of any kind of crime against women. We need to say no to gender and yes to equality. We need to start propagating concepts like feminist boys. We need to make every gender of the society well aware about the rights of the other person, especially when it comes to the right of a female. We need to be more aware, more alert as a society if we want to protect our women from every atrocities. We as a society shall regret the concept, we shall reject the concept of seeing a woman getting brutally murdered in daylight by any male, and we as a society prefer to sit and see the whole scenario instead of calling or initiating or doing any kind of effort to protect the woman. It's time, it's high time that we need to start working as a nation. We need to be much more alert and aware about our facts, about a database when it comes to the rights of women. With this, I would like to end my topic, and the only thing which I would like to say at the end is that we need to start behaving as a society, as a civilized society who reject the ideas of any kind of a crime. We need to start believing and behaving like a nation and not as a country, and we should promote the agenda of no gender but only equality. And by following these measures only, we will be able to prevent atrocities against women and to make our society a crime-free society. Thank you.